Enterprise was the county seat and relatively new to the couple other towns in Wallowa County. In the 50s, there were more small ranches and less big ranches. The high school was larger by far than it is now. We knew all the teachers, or most all the teachers personally, and it was a community that was pretty closely knit.
There are those core values that I think the country instills in you that you can't lose. Very few people in the urban area have experienced watching the birth of a calf, have taken part in true daily chores, and it instills that work ethic in you that I think that's what carries over to help people wherever they live, whether it be still in the country or as Andrea has now moved into the urban setting. I think those positive work ethics, the great family values that you instill in the county, and especially a little small county like this, I think that really helps you.
Well, in the summer we changed a lot of pipe together, moved cattle, you know, depending on the age, but did a lot of playing around the neighborhood with neighbor kids and going up into the timber and all that kind of stuff, and riding horses. Like I think any siblings, we had, you know, a little bit of spats here and there, and but overall we got along real well.
But Andrea, one of the funny things I remember about her on a horse, she wanted to see her lambs, and she went on horseback with me. And she was riding a big tall horse. And he started back, and we were going a different way, and I made the mistake of trying to catch him, and he started galloping toward the barn, and I felt it was unwise to try to catch him and get her. And she rode him nearly to the barn and then just turned loose and bounced off. And she was, I guess, afraid I'd get after her, but she bounced. I looked in the snow, and it was 4 feet from where she hit to where she hit again.
They were people who were always happy, and they just shared their faith just by the way they lived. You could see that they were set apart because they lived that life.
Wayne is a very strong Christian individual, had a strong enough belief that he was not afraid to share that belief with those around. And so the kids grew up with that, and I believe that made it easier for them.
I've teased that Andrea was baptized twice. Melise was pregnant with Andrea when she was baptized, and we became very involved in the church. And our kids grew up attending pretty much all the activities of the church, and it's carried through pretty well with all of them. And so we're thankful for the role that the church and God and Christ has had in our lives.
Andrea was truly a student leader. In youth group, she was one of our leaders that again kind of kept us in line, especially those of us younger guys. And so definitely you could see her leadership skills.
When Andrea was in high school, she was president of what was called the FHA, which was Future Homemakers of America. How's that? And she was being president. She was called to do a lot of things, fun things, and she had great friends in that whole school, that community. But she just, everything that she did, she enjoyed doing, and she's just a great gal.
When she set out her mind to do something, she did it. She's stubborn to the point of accomplishment. Had a lot of attributes that I think come from my mother, as far as you know, just being a caring, loving individual.
Andrea's mom, Melise, was one of the kindest women I've known, and that characteristic seemed to carry through very well to Andrea.
Melise was a school teacher and very dedicated to her children. She taught second grade, I think, most of the time, but she taught her love of learning and education to her girls especially. But she also taught commitment to family, because she was always, Even though she was busy in her own role as a teacher and a wife, she was a mother.
We had a good life, and she was the big influence in our kids going on and getting their education. And she worked hard to help them get that.
First and foremost, Andrea is a Christian, a believer. She's a believer in the Word of God. And she, as your president, will serve you in such a way that there will never be doubt.
She will be faithful and do the best she can. I'm confident she's that type of a person.